Is there a man who can stop Stephen Curry right now? I mean, you can't even blink when you're guarding him. Look at Chef Curry right here. He's being guarded by Anthony Edwards all the way from half court. When Curry came across, he approaches Green for a screen against Edwards. Pause right here. Didn't Russell get the memo? That's the greatest shooter of all time in front of you. When you're giving him at least a meter of space, you're giving him a free bucket. Here's another example. Look at Austin Rivers right here. He's lurking on Steph like he's about to do something. When Green sets the screen, Rivers knew right here that he was about to get cooked. He remembers what Chef Curry did to him last season. He probably thinks of that whenever there's a screen coming to him. Kidding aside, let's go back to the play. So Rivers gets caught by the screen and Steph dribbles between the legs. When Rivers got off the screen, Steph knew that Rivers was on his back going full speed, so he made a quick pull-up jumper, counted, and a foul. Chef Curry shaking his head in his mind, saying, "This dude never learned his lesson." Here's another clip right here of Curry absolutely abusing the pick and roll against Rivers. Rivers' reaction says it all. How? Just how can you stop this man? Why is Stephen Curry so ridiculously hard to guard? Steph Curry's cooking show frequently features the top defenders of the league. Now, to be fair, Austin Rivers is not an elite defender. So how does Curry perform against great defenders? Let's try to break down how Curry performs against last year's top 5 Defensive Player of the Year finalists. Number 1, Marcus Smart. Number 2, Mikal Bridges. Number 3, Rudy Gobert. Number 4, Bam Adebayo. And number 5, Jaren Jackson Jr. So first off, let's start with one of the bigs, Jaren Jackson Jr. In this clip, Jackson Jr. decided to double-team Steph, and with his size and length covering Steph got forced to pass the ball to Green. When Curry passed the ball, Jackson Jr. froze for a second, while Curry never stopped moving to get open for an easy three. In another clip, Curry's eyes directly look straight toward Jackson. He notices that Jackson is too low to guard him in the event Jackson switches. Curry gets a screen and a handoff, and since Jackson is too far, you already know. It's like Curry already knew what was about to happen. In another clip right here, it's still coming off from a screen, but this time it's a one-on-one situation. Then, with a bit of push-off and a step back to create space, Curry drains it again in front of Jackson. Officially cooked. The next one is Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat. There's a bonus right here because Curry's about to cook Jimmy Butler first before Bam. Curry makes the dribble between the legs, gets the screen, and fakes the direction, making Jimmy think he's going to the left. Bam helps to defend Curry, and Curry goes all the way through. Curry didn't make the layup, but got the foul. Let's give Bam props for almost stopping Steph. I mean, Bam is widely considered one of the league's best defenders, especially when Bam switches to opposing guards. In another clip, Steph is being guarded by Caleb Martin. When Looney approaches to set a screen, Adebayo switches to guard Steph. There's no fouling Steph this time, it's a one-on-one situation. One between the legs, one behind the back, drives to the lane, too fast, too strong, easy bucket. In another clip here, Bam was able to stop Curry, but Curry again never stopped moving since they got the offensive rebound. On the other hand, Bam took a breather, enabling Curry to hit the wide-open three. Once again, officially cooked. Next up is Rudy Gobert. If you think that Curry doesn't stand a chance against Gobert for being a 7-foot giant, think again. In these clips, Curry utilizes his floater game whenever Gobert or any huge defender is in his face. Now, this one here is a similar play that Curry did earlier with Jaren Jackson. Looney is holding the ball, O'Neal has his eyes on Steph. When Looney passes the ball to Bazemore, Gobert drops to support in case Bazemore tries to drive inside, but that small mistake cost him. Just look at Curry here, looking at Gobert as he did to Jaren Jackson. Once Gobert drops, Steph makes his move to the loony screen to make an easy three. You might say all Curry can do is make floaters and threes against bigs, but watch this clip. Curry brings the ball up the court. When Curry comes across it, he decides to turn on the Jets. Gobert tried to help by double-teaming Steph, but as you can see, that didn't work. Curry is just too fast for Gobert, which makes him, say it with me, officially cooked. Next is Mikal Bridges. Bridges, a 6'6" guard with a 7'1" wingspan, had the most usage matchups last season, meaning his defense causes a ball handler to terminate the possession via a field goal attempt, free throw attempt, or turnover. Let's see in this clip how he guards Steph Curry. As you can see, Bridges is giving Steph a full court defense, and he was doing a pretty good job until the loony screen came and Steph hit the hesitation to the right, making Bridges go the wrong way. Quickly, Steph blows by and attacks Ayton, then hits a step-back jumper. Foul counted. In the next play right here, here's Curry dribbling the ball up court. All he has to do again is get a screen. So when Green comes across, he sets a screen for Curry for an easy three. Looking back again, look at how much separation Curry has made. That's a practice drill for the chef. Now, let's talk about Marcus Smart. We all know Smart is the reigning defensive player of the year, but we saw enough in last year's finals. Last year, Curry officially cooked Marcus Smart in all possible ways. May it be off-ball, on-ball, in transition, and even on one-on-ones. Smart just couldn't stop Curry. This man shut down KD, Irving, and Giannis. And plus, Boston as a whole is fantastic defensively, but still, Curry averaged 31.2 points per game and 43.7% from three, which is insane. But man, you can't expect Smart to guard Steph the same way. I couldn't agree more to what Marcus Smart said. We all know what he can do outside of 20 feet, 30 to 35, 40 feet. The dude is special in that regard. The way that he's able to affect the game, being able to run around and play off the ball and get himself open, it's just tough on a defender because you can't take a break. The instant that you think he's not doing anything, the play's over for him. And that's when you get beaten. That's when you get burnt. That's when that mentality comes in that you gotta stay ready. You can't give up. You gotta keep going. So for him, he can affect the game at all levels: passing, playmaking, shooting the ball, scoring the ball. So he got the whole package, and you have to be able to guard every last thing he has, and not many players can do that. Stephen Curry always catches any opposing team off guard, despite these opponents having seen him do this thing several times in the past. There's just no perfect method to capture the madness and completely bottle it up. Not when Curry always finds a way to burn defenses with his multi-dimensional wizardry, both with the ball in his hands and without it. The agony of guarding Curry, as well as the sense of uneasiness that he always instills in defenders, is endless. Regardless of how he shoots on any given night, defenders are forced to rush him on screening plays, relying on the disciplined backline defense to pick up the slack and overcome a disadvantageous scenario. If you get distracted even for a split second, Curry will punish you with a long-range three. Overall, his off-ball movement and real-time decision-making skills epitomize everything that makes him great, not just from a shooting standpoint, but from an everything standpoint. Thanks for watching, and as always, until next time.